before there was a road there, the back of Pennant, the back of Mandy's and all. I don't know whether you ever went up that road there.
That's where the Piper Stone's up there then.
It's not too far. It was the old road. But one night I was coming back with my Uncle Tommy. We were after being up at the farm. Mrs. Hanron said, "Oh, you might as well wait for the cup of tea now, have the bread." She was after making bread or something. But coming back, Uncle Tommy said, "Whist, we shouldn't have stayed so late. We'll have to move into the ditch, move in." And he pushed it in, right into the ditch. It was all thorny and everything, nearly overgrown. It was all briars and all growing. I said, like, we didn't know what was happening. The next thing you could feel a wind passing us by and hear the clip-clop of the horses. Couldn't see anything, but you feel it going by, you know. But I came back then, I said to my mum, he said, "Yes, that goes by every evening with the mail, it's the ghost of the old coach."
Seems miles away.
The old woman of the roads, she used to come around to TB, and I remember one time we were knocking to the door and there was this old lady there. She was dressed in black, she was small, you know, like shawls around her, you know. And she said, "I've come to lay down a little bed tonight, ma'am," you know. She came in. They knew she should be coming at that time of year.
My mum used to tell us fantastic stories about, you know, banshees and banshee wails, and we were fascinated, fully sure, still am convinced that there were at least such thing as banshees, and probably even fairies. Even to this day, I still love fairies.
Neighbours and all used to would know when she'd be there. They'd come to hear the story. When the little Nell was there.
Over the car when I was driving home, and I could see all the fairy lights in the distance, and this one fairy was beckoning me to follow her, and I followed her up the fields in the car, and then when I stopped, then she gave
years ago when we'd be down here on Stephen's estate, you know, the wren boys used to come around. They'd come knocking at the door, you know. And they had a stick, and they'd have a little bird at the end of the stick. And it was a tradition, always in the country years back. They said, the wren, the king of all birds. St. Stephen's Day, she was caught in the furs. If you don't give me money, I'll say you're poor, and I'll bury the wren at the foot of your door.
So you used to be able to go up through the fields and up to the Piper Stones, and they were halfway up, and then my cousin Julianne, she had a red cardigan on, and a bull chased them right down the field. My uncle then pulled the red cardigan off my cousin. And
this day was going home from school and through the fields and through the fields at night.
Even my
and I found this little comb on the ground, and nice little sparkling things on the edge of it. And I brought it home. I like that, and I just kept it in the window and sat to my mum, and this night she kept calling me, Rosie, Rosie. And I said, what? She said, did you find a comb today? And I said,
Start making her way.
yeah,
All the
and she said, would you,
chasing.
yeah, better, she's out there looking for her comb. And I said, who? She said, the banshee. She wants her comb. And I could hear, and then I listened, I could hear someone talking who said, hand me out my little white comb.
Another reason I think why we
Hand me out my little white comb. And my mum
go out
said,
into the fields well, and we'd be looking. My great grandfather was a blacksmith, and we were always finding horseshoes, and we used to think they were lucky horseshoes. But if we found, we used to shine them up. We'd get brasso and shine them up, and if they came up really shiny, then we'd think they were the lucky ones and they were magic. And my mum and my granny used to say they were magic horseshoes. So we used to believe that they were lucky
my
horseshoes.
mum said, look out, and she's gone.
My
I looked and I could see this little figure walking across the grass. I could see the long hands with comb in the hair. I didn't see her face or nothing, just saw her from the back. She'd gone on combing her hair.
sister. So I would have been very small, just like 10 or 11 years
Yeah,
old.
that's how Mammy said,
She
well,
was
never
maybe 12 and we brought her
pick up
home.
any combs around the weekend to see
Shiny
something
long
bloody lamp with
big
banshee.
saree and the
We were
stars.
playing and thought that we
Oh,
were
you
doing
look
magic
at
and
it
then
and
joined hands like that.
It's grand, they're
Fairy
same as you,
inside.
it's
We'd all
after
look
looking at
and look around.
it rushed out and
I swear,
and the next thing I was going over and Mammy to go and really empty sugar head over to the shop and what did you at that time?
They were always
I
would
go sleep and say Barney the bull would be.
Look. And I said, what? I don't want to see this little figure running around the grass.
had influence. So
You know,
I used to
green, I could see a little green and red. And quick, the leprechaun.
It was a bit boring for you.
Catch him. We'll have to get the crock of gold. And I said, what crock of gold? She said, crock of gold is at the end of the rainbow.
We used to go looking for the end of the rainbow. We really believed that there was
I've seen the end of the
crock of
rainbow.
gold at the end of the rainbow.
I was walking through the park,
I keep looking going to the
and
fields
as I was
looking for the end
walking
of the
by the
rainbow.
grass, like I was on the path and the grass was here, I noticed something in my eye, and I looked
Could
and I
never
was
get
like,
to it.
Get back. And my mum was sitting in the grass. Said, oh no, there wouldn't be a
around and
hope.
I was like,
Don't go near the shed now. That's what she always used to say, because Shaggy Man will get you. I could actually probably have wrote 100 verses about my granny. There was just so much to tell. Here's some of what I wrote. She'd be sitting in the field, and even on a sunny day, she'd have her heavy winter coat on, and she'd be drinking a cup of tea. She liked to sit in the same spot, with the sun upon her face, and now it's my own dear mother who sits in the very same place. You'll never get a sunset like it over the fields of Kilgone, anywhere else in the world, and her back to the Piper Stones. Who'd put you in that frock, she'd ask, each time we called to see, and who gave you those nice shoes, as we sat upon her knee. Don't go near the shed now, she'd say when we were small, 'cause Shaggy Man will get you, though there was no such thing at all. And sometimes in the evening, her accordion she'd play, or dance an Irish jig, and we'd just try to do the same. At night, tucked up in front of the fire, she'd make us goody and toast, and tell us all the stories of the fairies, ghouls, goblins and ghosts. My own children's eyes lit up when my mother told the tales of little men running in the fields and the sound of the banshee's wails. It was my grandmother's wishes, it was in the wills from old, that this cottage and its field are never to be sold. The place where she was born, as her mother was before, full of tales and stories for 200 years or more. Now I'm sure my own lovely daughters will pass on stories of their own and sit in the same spot in the field in old Kilgone. Well, the story of the Piper Stones that I would have known as a child growing up was that there were
We used to go
giants,
through the Piper Stone.
and they threw
giant
the
threw them
stones
down. Lord McQuillan.
across
And the
to the
finger.
Piper Stones. and they were
the giant
absolutely
thing.
massive stones. Like before,
Now I think people have had to lad a stone. I think they're banned now. They're not allowed to do that anymore. They were cutting pieces for souvenirs out of the stones, you know. And with the marker, but it is little dogs' footprints on the stones as well. So that's all the really history, I know. I know the Druids used to be up there a certain time a year or whatever, having some sort of ceremony, you know, dancing around. I think they still might do that. Some have some sort of ceremony up there sometime the year or something.
The air is still grass wet. The droplets greet my skin. My feet are roots. I hear no birds, but she faintly calls as I draw near. Ascension. Up, up, where worlds collide. She tells me I am home. I weave myself between trees that embrace me to find her. But she's already here, waiting, like she always has been. Forgotten and misplaced. She remains and smiles as I enter.